What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we know we got a fight December 14th, Houston, Texas. Going to feature Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Rose Jr. as the main event. And as I told you guys, they're going to bolster the undercard, right? And now we got some great news. Shouts out to my brother L-Dub Boxing, a.k.a. The Boxing Plug, for giving me confirmation and keeping me updated. Shouts out to L-Dub Boxing, The Boxing Plug. So, with that said, I got confirmation now. I told you guys the undercard was going to feature Jermell Charlo, and Brandon Figueroa. Who they were facing, we didn't know, right? And I got word that Jermell Charlo could finally face off against Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade in the long-awaited showdown. But now, according to recent updates, Jermell Charlo and team decided to go in a different direction instead of fighting Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. So it's still up in the air who he's going to fight. But according to the Boxing Plug, it's going to be a middleweight Jermell Charlo is going to bring up to fight December 14th in Houston, Texas, his hometown. Right? And now, two interesting opponents for the other two fights. Jermell Charlo could be facing either Julian J-Rock Williams, another long-anticipated fight. Jermell Charlo had knocked out J-Rock, gave him his first loss. Or, this is the big one for me, Jesus Ramos. That's the one. I want that fight. J-Rock, okay, understand Jermell Charlo been out the ring for over a year, so on and so forth. An extensive period of time, just want to get his feet back under him. I can understand that, right? But Ramos, that's the fight that I want. That's the fight that I love. He lost to Erickson the Hammer Lubin. Many people are split on that fight. Some people thought Ramos won the fight. Some people thought Lubin won the fight. Some people thought it should have been a draw. Right? Controversy fight, entertaining fight. I thought Ramos took his foot off the gas a lot in that fight. And I actually favored Ramos in the fight. But I can see how Lubin won the fight. So, you know, we just don't know. But Jesus Ramos is 21 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 17 wins by way of knockout. 23 years of age. He's still very young. He's 5'11" with a 72-inch arm reach. Right? The last time we saw him in the ring was May of this year when he beat Johan Gonzalez. Okay? Knocked him out in the 9th round. But he lost to Erickson Lubin back in September of 2023. That was on the undercard of Canelo and Jermell Charlo. Right? It's the last time we saw Jermell Charlo. So with that said, Ramos versus Jermell Charlo. I love it. Jermell Charlo, 35 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 19 wins by way of knockout, 34 years of age, 5'11" and a half with a 73.5-inch arm reach. I love that fight. Love that fight. I'm a fan of Ramos. Now, Lubin did beat Ramos, so a rematch with him and Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo knocked him out in the first round. Gave him his first loss. A rematch would be suffice. I like a rematch, Jermell Charlo, Erickson Lubin, since he beat Ramos, but I love the Ramos fight. They're going to play to the crowd. Texas, Mexican, right? It makes sense, right? That makes, if you're going to go with an African-American fighter, go with Lubin over J-Rock. And if you're going to go with a Mexican fighter, go with Ramos. I love that fight, right? That's huge. And then Brandon Figueroa, right? Get this. A big name from Brandon Figueroa, which would be another entertaining big fight. Another entertaining big fight. Who, you might ask? Ray Vargas. Ray Vargas, right? So Ray Vargas versus Brandon Figueroa, action-packed fight. And then the Boxing Plug, L-Dub, he also informed me that we could get Puyo versus Sandor Martin on the undercard as well. That is one of the most stacked cards. It's the most stacked card. This rivals the card of August 3rd. It rivals that. We had Isaac Cruz versus Rayo. We had Jermell Big Baby Miller versus Andy Ruiz. Terrence Crawford versus Israel Madrimov. We had David Morrell on the card. We had a few other people. I'm slipping my mind. That was a stacked card. But if you give me Tank versus Lamont Roach, I'm not in favor of that fight. But you got David Benavidez versus Jesse Hart. Then you got Sandor Martin versus Puyo. Jamal Charlo versus opponent to be named. But Jermell Charlo versus Abel Ramos. Ramos. And then you got Figueroa versus Ray Vargas. Oh, that's super stacked. That's super stacked. That's arguably the best card in boxing. That's the biggest card of this year, in my opinion. With competitive fights, it rivals that. So, man, Jermell Miller versus Andy Ruiz Jr. You had Andy Cruz on that card. You had David Morrell was in tough. Isaac Cruz, Ray Vargas. And that was a stacked card as well, man. That was a stacked card. So let me know what y'all think, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. But Jermell Charlo versus Ramos and Figueroa versus Ray Vargas and Puyo versus Sandor Martin. Love it. That's all I got for y'all. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.